so all you'll need today is 2 blocks. Get yourself set up and then meet me on your mat. We'll start today in a comfortable seat. So think, if I was here for 5 minutes, would this be comfortable? Because we might be here for 5 minutes. That also means at any point this position can change. I'm sitting in a kneeling position, but if my knees start to hurt, this might also turn into a wide-legged seat. So there's really no rules on your comfortable sit today. So take any adjustments that you need, and then bring your hands out in front of you. We're working to isolate the movement of our shoulder blades. Ribs pack down and in. Press the back of the head towards the wall behind you. And on your next inhale, elevate the shoulders. So squeeze your shoulders towards your ears as high as you can. Keep them reaching up. And now punch your fingers forward. Separate the shoulder blades. We're protracting. Then pull the shoulder blades down from the ears, but keep those fingertips reaching forwards in protraction. Now this is the hardest part. Ribs down and in. Keep that compression. Exhale, drag the shoulder blades down and back. Now notice if the belly comes forwards and the tailbone reaches back. This movement is way smaller than that. Ribs down and in, little squeeze. If you find that the hands drift open, let them drift, especially if that lets you squeeze the shoulder blades together. This is that movement that we really want to connect to today. Then elevate the shoulders. Pull them up behind your ears, punch them forwards. Pull down, back and down, little movement or a lot of compensation. So correct if you need to. Elevate up, protract, depress, retract. Now let's reverse it. So we're back and down. Go down and forwards. Forwards, up, back and up. Down, forwards, up, back, depress, protract, elevate, retract, let it go. If you ever do those scapular cars on your own and you find with both hands it's hard to connect to, you can also do it on your own timing, 1 arm at a time. Now we're doing it 2 arms at a time, but different plane. So take your props out from underneath you, and then find your way into tabletop. Hands underneath the shoulders and lock those elbows out and ribs down and in. From here, push against the ground, separate the shoulder blades. So we protract. Now draw your shoulders up towards your ears. Elevate. Keep the arms straight, ribs down and in. Squeeze your shoulder blades together behind your neck. Retract. Keep them squeezed, draw them down. Depress. Now push. Up, squeeze, down, push, rise, squeeze, down. Let's do it again. Push, draw them up, squeeze them together, pull them down. And now we reverse it. Draw them up, push, down, and together. So we add a little bit of load. For some of us, this might make it easier to connect to. The different plane might make it hard. So you know what? Ultimately, at the end of the day, if you're drawing those circles with the shoulder blades, you're doing it right, whether it's the order or not. I'm gonna take 1 more round. And then let's let it go. Push yourself back into a child's pose. You can take some pressure off the wrists, stack the hands, forehead to the back of the hands. Just get nice and loosey-goosey through the arms. And bring that focus into your breath. Take a big, full inhale, as much air as you can, all the way from the bottom of the belly to the top of the collarbones. And a big, slow exhale as you exhale all the way back down. We'll repeat that 2 more times. Inhale, fill the lungs with air. Exhale to soften. From here, come down onto your elbows. Forehead's on, forearms on the mat. Rotate palms to the ground. Squeeze your knees to your elbows to your knees. On inhale, lift the chest, little squeeze of the shoulder blades. Now on your exhale, tuck the ribs down and in, push down through the elbows, separate the shoulder blades, look for your toes. We'll move through these mini cat-cows, inhaling to squeeze forwards and use that engagement of the arms to find that squeeze of the shoulder blades. On your exhale, use the ground to push and separate the shoulder blades. Keep them moving as you flex the spine. One more round. Inhale, pull forwards. Little tiny baby cow pose. Exhale, big push, baby tiny cat pose. Inhale, reach the hands forwards, extend the arms. Exhale into your child's pose. Again, big shrug through the shoulders. Try and push your palms away from you. Exhale, ribs down and in. Try and squeeze through the front of the hips. Now on your next exhale, try and drag your palms back to you as if you could squeeze the shoulder blades down your spine. You might find just a little movement across the palms. Take an inhale, and on your exhale, shrug and reach the fingertips away from you. Elevate the shoulders. Now let's do that 2 more times. Pull the shoulder blades down. Push the fingers forwards. Pull the shoulder blades up. One more. Squeeze them down. Straight arms, but big squeeze down the spine. Exhale, big shrug. Even feel your knees shift back. Hold 3, 2, 1. Inhale, look forwards. Exhale, lift the hips just enough to tuck the toes, and then press back, down dog. Now find that shrug through the shoulders once again. So big, strong arms. Now we're loading that shrug with our hips up in the air. So it might feel more challenging. That's okay. Now play around. If you were to relax the shoulders, pull the shoulder blades down the spine, and then push the ground away. Big shrug. Relax the shoulders down the spine. You'll notice the heart will drift down, the belly gets soft. Exhale, strength. Ribs pull down and in, big shrug. One more. Big shrug once again. Inhale, look forwards. Exhale, roll into your plank of choice. Now this can be from the toes. It can be from the knees, whichever option you choose. We push the ground away. Try and pull those ribs down and in. So we're separating the shoulder blades as much as possible. Let's hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, push back, down dog. Again, shrug through the shoulders. So this constant idea of lift. Exhale, roll forwards, plank of choice. Once again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, set the shoulders. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, roll forwards, plank of choice. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, press back, down dog or child's pose. You can roll out the wrists or bend through the elbows in your child's pose. Or you can keep shrugging through the shoulders in your down dog. We'll be here for 5 rounds of breath. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale to gaze forwards. Exhale, plank of choice. Now our shoulders are protracted, and as we lower down to the ground in the slowest plank of our life, think about squeezing the shoulder blades together. Rock the shoulders forwards towards the fingertips. Exhale, wrap the elbows in, and slowly lower the chest down towards the mat. Squeeze the shoulder blades. When you find the ground, inhale, lift the chest and drag the hands towards the hips. Big squeeze the shoulder blades together. Take an inhale, exhale to stay. Inhale, lift, find that squeeze. Exhale, stay. Inhale, squeeze even a little bit more for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, lower down to the ground. We transition through our plank. Think inhale, ribs pull down and in. Exhale, push down, separate the shoulders. Kneeling plank or high plank. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, child's pose or down dog. And we'll roll through that one more time. Inhale, look towards the thumbs. Exhale, roll forwards, plank. Hold at the top. Take an inhale. Exhale, slowly lower down. Inhale, lift the chest. Squeeze. We hold 3, 2, 1. Exhale, press back into your plank. Down dog or child's pose. And we'll roll forwards one more time before we finish class on our belly. Find your plank once again. Connect to that idea. Shoulder blades squeeze together. All the way down to the mat. Now you can roll out the wrists. I like to give them a little pull. We'll be using our wrists just a little bit longer. Now the name of the game today was scapular retraction. So that idea of squeezing our shoulder blades together as tight as we can. To help us do that, bring your blocks and then place them along the ribs where your hands would be in your cobra pose. You can let your fingertips dangle off the edge of the blocks, and then forehead comes down to the mat. Ribs down and in, full body like a plank. Draw the shoulders down and away from the ears. Now keeping everything right where it is, try and squeeze your shoulder blades together as if you could take pressure off your hands. Maybe give them a hover. Now you'll see, if you look really quick at my mat, my hands are not lifting off. I'm in my end range, so this is where I want to stay. If, in theory, your hands were lifting way off, you want to bring something underneath them, whether that's another block or rolling up a blanket, placing it underneath your block. But make sure that you're working in a range that you can barely squeeze out of. We want to make this hard. I think shoulders down and away from the ears once again. Draw the shoulder blades in. Now let's hang out here for 10 more rounds of breath before we move. What we're looking for is a stretch through the front of the shoulders. For some of us, this might feel like a lot of feeling. And for some of us, this might not feel like much at all, and that's okay. Five more rounds of breath. Two. And 1. Now you can rest your wrists. You can give them a shake while I demo what comes next. We're going to fight the position that we're in and then try and pull ourselves deeper into the position that we're in. So the first part won't look like much. Second part also probably won't look like much. But it's going to feel, both of those parts, like everything. So our first round, we'll be pushing our hands down into the blocks as if we could push ourselves into that plank position, but you're just not going to move. I'm driving down as hard as I can. Then the next part is trying to pull ourselves deeper into retraction. So squeezing the shoulder blades together, driving the elbows up towards the ceiling, and trying to take some pressure off the palms, even just a little bit. Now you'll notice forehead stays against the mat, body stays in contact, even down to the toes, and then release. And we'll hold each round for 10 seconds. I'll count us up in intensity from 50% effort all the way up to 100. And you can always stop anywhere along the way if it starts to feel like too much. If you do start to cramp, you can back on out of it. You can come back in, totally your choice. If you need to, you can skip around and always join us on the next one. So get yourself all set up. Forehead on the mat. Shoulders down away from the ears. Take an inhale. And then exhale. Push those hands down into the blocks if you could separate the shoulder blades, 50%. Now we layer it on, 60, 70, 80, 90. See how hard you can push for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, soften. On your exhale, try and drive elbows towards the ceiling and lift off the hands, 50% effort. Layer it on, 60, 70, 80, 90, as hard as you can, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Again, shake it out if you need to. If you found any lift off, try and close that gap. I find sometimes folding towels in half, sticking them underneath the blocks, so you still get some push down, that feedback of driving down, but then you don't get as much lift off because we've closed that gap when we go into the second part of the movement. Now let's do that one more time. Hands down on your blocks. Exhale, push and separate. 50%, 60, 70, 80, 90. Give me a max effort. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 10% more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale in. Exhale, we drive and squeeze our shoulder blades deeper together. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Give another squeeze. 3, 2, 1. Release it out. Now you have the option to join me for the third and final round. This time we're going to just go into it as fast and as hard as we can, driving down for 10, ripping off for 10. So this one's going to feel maybe more intense, but it's going to be shorter. We can do it. That means like 20 more seconds worth of work here. That's it, at least in this position. Forehead to the ground. Take an inhale. Exhale, push, separate, drive. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale in. Exhale, elbows to ceiling. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Squeeze a little bit more. 3, 2, 1. And let it go. Bring those arms in any comfortable position. Anything that feels like rest. Whew. We have a last little bit of work here. We can stay on our bellies in this mobility pancake. And just know that maybe like a minute more of work and then you are done for the day. So if you've done prone shoulder cars or swimmers with us before, you can create yourself an obstacle course. Also just a physical reminder to keep your hands up and elevated as high as they can go. We're getting into some overhead work here. We're getting into some scapular retraction. It's really sealing in all of the shoulders from today. I'm going to give myself the challenge today with the blocks. And if you do too, and you decide you don't like it, you can always move them. It's all temporary. Pick your own adventure today. Exhale, bring the forehead down to the mat and reach the palms up towards the ceiling. So you're grabbing 2 containers of soup or your beverage of choice. Exhale, ribs pull down and in. Keep the forehead against the mat. On your next breath out, start to hover the hands. Imagine you can wrap those pinkies up towards the sky. Big squeeze. Now start to bring the arms wide into a T. Lift over your blocks. When you find your T, pour your beverage of choice on the ground, and then rotate back the palms towards the ground. Hands up towards the ceiling. Take a little pause. Can you lift those palms even a little bit higher? Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Now keep wrapping, thumbs up towards the sky, pinkies towards the ground. Hands find the hips. Bring the hands down to the ground. You can take a little break here. Exhale, thumbs up the sky. Squeeze through the shoulder blades, and then take those arms wide into the T. We rotate, palms back up towards the ceiling. Pinkies high, squeeze, and then draw the hands together overhead. Let it go. And we'll do 2 more rounds. You can take a longer break in between reps if you need. You can completely skip one, your choice. When you're ready, elevate the hands. Take them wide. Flip in your T, roll all the way up the arm through the bicep. Now on this round, option to squeeze the shoulder blades together and draw the fists up the spine. Elbows towards the ceiling, big squeeze. Open up those arms wide. Rotate palms towards the ceiling. Shrug overhead. And then let it go. We'll do 1 more round. Option for fingertips or fists up the spine. Option to just rest the hands down by the hips before you resume your way back. Exhale, hover. Wide. Flip your T. Sweep fingertips up. Keep the shoulder blades pulling together. Arms open wide. Rotate up. Reach overhead. And let it go. Now find yourself in any comfortable resting position, whether that be on your belly, on your back, or seated. And start to let go of all that work through the shoulders that you did today. Take a big full inhale in. And exhale out. We'll do that 2 more times. Fill the belly with air. Exhale slowly to empty. Last one. Continue with that long, slow exhale over and over again until you start to feel the body relax and melt into the mat. And until that happens, the only work that's left to do is just breathe over and over again. You can continue to lay here until the next video starts to play if you're ready for more mobility, or turn off this video and continue on with the rest of your day. Our channel, Move and Mobilize, will always be here whenever you need your next mobility fix.